It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da 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 da
All right, I think that was enough. How do I do this? That's a black screen. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, you like it? You like it? Okay, hang on. I can.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da 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 da.
Okay, no, let's actually stop though. Alright, so we're casting some matches today. Nice intro, you artist. Wow, that's just rude. We're casting two matches of the second round in the Dutch Exceptional Tournament, which is basically the Eurocore tournament. One match is Firestarter versus Kia, which you may have seen on Firestarter's channel. And the other one is General. I don't know. Hang on. Where's Google Translate when you need it? I can't even spell properly. And apparently I can neither talk properly. French. General Boulanger.
Général Boulanger.
General Boulanger. There you have it. General Boulanger versus Capion. Let's first do General Boulanger. Actually, hang on. Let's do some high quality production shit and take a look at the decks. Alright. I probably should have done that beforehand, but I didn't think of it. We have this is General Boulanger, apparently with an US armored deck. Wow. General. And then we have Papillon with probably a Eurocore deck if I had to guess. And before we look at them, we might as well start importing Firestarters and Kias decks. Alright, Kia is Eurocore, I think. And then we have Firestarter, who is, I believe, also playing Eurocore, because I took a quick peek at the video when he posted it like 5 weeks ago. Why bother looking at the decks? Well, at least one deck is not Eurocore. Why do I... Apparently I already had a deck called Firestarter. I hope it's the same one. It is not the same one. Oh my god. Alright, let's delete them. I also have 2 Carpion decks. What? 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 Okay, I have 1 Kia deck. Did I delete? No, there's the other. Okay, I have to re-import Firestarter and Kia's decks. This is Firestarter and Carpion's decks. This is some high quality stream shit that's going on. Carpion. Also, I hope you don't hear it, but I'm still a bit sick. I would have streamed last week or so, the casts, but I was really sick. So, no, that's General's deck. So there may be some occasions where I have to quickly mute myself to clean a nose or some shit. I hope I manage to do that before you hear that. So sorry if I accidentally sneeze or cough into the mic. All right. Now we have a General Boulanger deck. US Armored. I haven't played against his US Armored deck, or him playing US Armored, but I've heard Putin say that he had quite trouble against it once, I think. But I haven't seen General play it, so I have no idea how it is. Let's take a look. Rifleman in the 5-pointer, nothing too spectacular. The base Bradley, which is interesting. Personally, I'd probably go for the M2A1. Because the base tower is just trash. So maybe he's just purely... like the I-tower one-shots anything up to 4 armor, which is most IFVs. So if you want to buy the Bradley for killing other IFVs, you're probably better off with the M2A1. Personally, I'd downvet these base riflemen, but it's just... interesting. Hawk Pip 3. I mean, he doesn't get the Patriot, but Hawks are just... I hate Hawks. Paladin, well, it's the only 10 seconds RT you get, so I guess that makes sense. Up to 6. Oh, I was about to say 16. Of course, it's 6 armor, not 4 armor. No, but I was saying up to 16 armor, I think. But I meant, but up to 6 armor is obviously correct. Jesus Christ. Yeah, up to 6 armor. I-tower can one-shot. And Bradley, the base tower can only one-shot up to 1 armor. Tanks, nothing too outstanding. I was about to say he doesn't have a Maxus, but it's obvious since he's playing US and not NORAD. I think he upbets everything except for the M1A2. Here's the thing about blue for also not the MPT-70. That there's one thing which is why I personally in general don't really play a lot of blue 4 armor decks unless it's mixed blue 4. Then I basically play it mostly for the activation points. Generally, most blue 4 tanks already have very good accuracy. Let's look at the base M1 Abrams. Already has 65% accuracy. Like, that's the same accuracy as a fucking T90 or something. Which is why you still get a lot of value out of the elite veterancy. But generally, you don't get as much out of it as you would if you would be playing red 4 armor deck, because in general, there are some exceptions. Red tanks have much lower accuracy, but most of the time make up for it with autoloaders and other stuff, or they're also a bit smaller. They generally have better off-road speed, etc., etc. Recon tab. Not really a lot to choose from. Personally, I started preferring this Bradley because nowadays the Bradley isn't really as strong as it used to be. So I think personally I just prefer this one, but it's still a very good thing. ACAF is nice. I'd personally probably downvet it since it's your only cheap recon tank. Kind of Rangers, yeah. Not really to choose from here, not a lot. CEV. Personally, I'd probably have chosen the CS, which is better for base defense than the Vulcan, mainly because it has more ground range, which is very, very useful. A bit cheaper. And for fire support, you already have the MPT-70, but I mean, it's still a very good unit. Helicopter. I don't think this is a good unit at all. I think it's trash. You don't get a lot of rocket pods, and the gun can't even kill vehicles because it has no AP, and since it also doesn't have AoE, it doesn't really do a lot, and it also has shit range. Honestly, I think the Little Bird basically does the same job, but better. The Cobra is a pure infantry killer, and only with the rocket pods, and that's the only reason you'd buy this Cobra, because this Cobra can at least kill light vehicles. It has a much better autocannon and pretty okay ATGMs. So instead of this Cobra, I'd personally use the Little Bird, which I think is I mentioned it before, a somewhat underrated unit. It's not OP or anything, or like really strong, but if your opponent doesn't have something to kill it, which is very easy, for 30 points, this does a shit ton of damage. So like offensively, most of the time the Little Bird doesn't really do much, since it's again easy to kill, even with autocannons, but like defensively, just to check a flank where infantry might sneak through or something, or if the enemy pushed quite heavily into your lines, but the AA is lagging behind or can't get an angle onto your helicopter, can do a shit ton of work for 30 points. Sea Eagle, A Eagle, Thunderbolt, Aardvark with HE bombs. Wild Weasel. Okay, personally, I despise the Wild Weasel. Now you might think, hey, there's 4 ATGM, 4 siege missiles, and it shoots 2 at the same time, so it's basically a guaranteed kill, right? Yes, but first of all, it has the shortest range that is possible for a siege missile. Second of all, it has no stealth. Both are huge. What this means is it gets detected quite a bit earlier, and it has to get a lot deeper into your AA net in order to shoot at your radar AA, which means that, for one, you have additional time to turn your radar AA off because you spotted much earlier, and 2, you have a bigger window, and 2, you have extra time because it has very short range siege missiles, which is why the Prowler is, for 10 points more, in my opinion, a much better choice. It also has more ECM. Sure, it is slower, which is not a huge deal, but it can be noticeable, but it has 700 meter more range, and it has medium stealth. And since you only shoot 1 siege missile, if there's only 1 radar AA unit to kill or something, you only have to reload 1 of those missiles, which means that the reload time of the Prowler is pretty sure shorter than the Wild Weasel. In fact, let's quickly check the reload time for those 2 missiles. It could be that maybe you can adjust the Shrike reload time, but I kind of doubt that, because the Shrike is also used by the Puff, which also only has 2 missiles, which would result in the Puff reloading incredibly fast if they adjusted the reload time. Rearming time, excuse me. Makes sense. Not to make sense, but alright, Wild Weasel and Prowler. So the Prowler has a supply cost of 2,800 per shot, and the Shrike, well, not a Prowler, but the HEM78, and the Shrike has a supply cost of 2,000 per shot. So basically, the Wild Weasel has to reload 4,000 supply for 1 salvo, whereas the Prowler only has to supply rearm 2,800 supply, which is quite faster. And then the Aardvark, I don't think it's a very good plane. The Cluster Aardvark is okay, but the HE Aardvark, not at all. If you want to go for an HE bomber, I either go for the Nighthawk, which while it is pretty easy to lose, it can also do a shit ton of damage or go for the deagle. I mean, sure, it's only 1 per card, but at least it gets the job done if you want to bomb. But it's just my 2 cents. Wild Weasel and Ripple Fire removed. Honestly, if they did that, then the Wild Weasel is even worse. I could have checked that, but I closed the armory too. Alright, let's go over to Capion. Yeah, he's playing against Capion. Relatively standard Eurocore deck. I think I've went over this. Yeah, I went over this deck already when he played against Standard Huron. I remember. I don't really think I need to repeat much. If you want to know my opinion on that, I think I did that on the last stream where I reviewed the replay. Yeah. So let's get into the game finally. There it is on Mud Fight. And for one, I think most people would think that General Boulanger would win just because he's a major general and a pretty good player. Second of all, I think this favors US Armored because Eurocore can't really punish US Armored very much. I mean, sure, he has 2 peace shrines, but he doesn't have anything that can hit hard enough to punish heavy tanks. He will win the opener, obviously, but he doesn't have, other than Milan 3, he doesn't have very good area denial tools. I think the best way to handle this might honestly just be go for the town, and once you have the town, immediately, or not immediately, but soon go for Foxtrot. Try to not get stuck into one fight, because in the long run, US Armored with the medium tanks that have high armor value will just fuck over Eurocore. AMX 10s are not doing a whole lot, because against a base M1 Abrams even, they already have issues. Base M1 Abrams already has medium optics, so the medium stealth isn't a huge deal either. Yeah, Mudfight as a relatively narrow map is not the best for Eurocore against this deck. Against other decks, it's a completely different topic, but I think against US Armored, Eurocore doesn't have the best chance. Tank Rush Inc. I'm so screwed. No Tank Rush Inc. Alright, let's see. So. Ooh. He is really expecting a Tank Rush here. Whereas General Boulanger with 2 M1A2s, Jesus, is going for here. Now, both are going very, very heavy on the tanks, on the heavy tanks in the early game. Ghosty is asking me to co-cast. Chat, okay. I'm asking you, chat, I'm sorry I have to do this in the middle of the cast, but do you want me to co-cast the other game of Firestarter versus Kia together with Mr. Ghosty? It's balanced, I swear, is saying that I should do it. Another one says, sure. Do it, get Mr. Toasty. Whatever floats your boat. Do it, we need more autism. Oh my god, do it, Omega, lol. Oh no. Alright. Back to this game for now. Because I can standard suicide strat, so he definitely did spot that he's pushing there. In theory, the smoke could just be there to make him think that he'd push there. But yeah, okay, Panther. Going too deep, probably. Should stop around this area. Yeah, Chevrolet just one-shots it. He does still get into the town with 2 Legion 90, which is nice. But I mean, against just base rifleman spam, it's not a... Yeah, it's not really a huge thing. Two million F3s here. He was really banking hard on that tank rush. Here's the thing: if you prepare for rush here and it doesn't come, you either have to immediately go for Fox or just be very fast to get your shit over here with losing as little as forces as possible here, which is what he's trying to do right now, I think. Or he's just he has to immediately fast move his tanks over there. It's not fast moving them though. I mean, I can understand why that he doesn't want to move his tanks along this road, but he should just smoke this off. He doesn't have to fear ATGM squads, so he should just put a couple of smoke areas where he can move in case a plane comes in. But since US doesn't get access to any ATGM squads other than Dragon squads, he doesn't have to fear a lot from the town. We have the T20 pretty deep in there. There's the Cobra as a response. The Cobra will lose against the VAP T20 that is deep in the forest if it can't use the rocket pods, by the way, which is why I think it's not a very good unit. But yeah, it wasn't very deep into the forest and the ACAF spotted it, so it wasn't a huge deal. Tiger has to be very, very careful with the Tiger. There's the Stinger. He's not moving the Tiger back. Oh, the Stinger got a crit on the Peace Strand, putting it down to 2 HP. But it still gets out alive. Yeah, Tiger just wasting the R2s, and Caprion does not have a VOD. If you don't have a VOD with your Tiger, then you definitely have to micro these ATGMs a lot. Yep. And that's... yeah. Like, at close range, the Leclerc gets just 2-shot. The problem here was that the M1A2s were just readied and reloaded. It's not like they just shot at the Legion or something, they just weren't shooting at anything before, and now he just got instantly popped. Just typical miss micro or bad play, nothing really much to say there. Alright. Refilling those Milan. Honestly, he should not waste any points here. I mean, I guess he bought this shit before he lost to the Leclerc, but he must have known that the enemy had 2 M1A2s and there's to win against 2 M1A2s with the 2A4 and the Leclerc is very, very hard. So he should have invested into more into here. I mean, he has 2 MX-13s there, so buying another Crotal and the Mancadi seems a bit overkill as defenses. If he needs to suddenly kill a helicopter that's too deep, he can always buy something else, like a helicopter. He's still holding on to the town though, which is good. Got both missiles off. Both missiles hit. Legion hit once. Both are down to 3 and 4 HP respectively. While it doesn't kill them, it makes him stop using them for a while because he's probably too scared to put them out in potential danger, potentially lose them to an ATGM plane. And speaking of that, Caprion has sight on them now. Not for long though, probably. But here's the thing, he has both of his peace rides on elite, which means that he has only 2. Which means that one is currently rearming, the other one is most likely still repairing from when it got down to 1 HP. And the Tiger shot down the F-15A. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that's really unlucky. That's really, really unlucky. General Boulanger is ticking with a +1 though right now. Peace run is coming in, and there we go. That's what I meant. General Boulanger was too cocky with that smoke. Even if you smoke, he should have put them into cover here just to make sure that they're not spotted. Because when they're out in the open, no matter how much smoke there is, you don't get the blinking of the unit icon, you know? But if they're in the forest, you're still gonna smoke here, but you can be 100% certain that they're not getting spotted, because if they're in cover and not getting spotted, it doesn't blink. So that was just, honestly, I'd say deservedly punished. The smoke wasn't really good. Like, sure, smoke is less accurate than fire precision, but it's not as inaccurate that you are not able to smoke here with two mortars. This was just bad smoking and cocky, or not cocky, but just sloppy unit maneuvering. So after all, Caprian is actually in a pretty decent position. He still has his 2A4 alive. Sure, the M1A2 is also still alive, but it's damaged. He has access to the town. He has 2 peace runs at the ready, still has his tiger. So what he should do is he should base defense, good idea. CV, good idea. Next thing he should get is probably honestly maybe even a CB4 alpha, but probably just more another heavy tank or something, and consolidate his forces he has here, his foothold. Get more fire support, because he'll need to be able to deal with those riflemen before they get into the town, so that General Boulanger can't open up with his own fire support. But it's actually looking quite good for Capion, I have to say, even though I did not expect that. And keep in mind that both of his peace friends are still alive, which is a huge deal. And there we go. M1A2s are coming out. Lost sight. He could have... I think evacuating immediately might have been not the best idea. I think he could have tried to circle them there. Especially since there's no ASF up in the air. But I can see why I'd be cautious. You should probably just smoke this off, so the M1A2 can't really shoot at him. But even then, like, the M1A2 isn't doing a whole lot of damage. There's the F1A Eagle, the second one. Tiger is getting filled up and repaired. Peace runs are out. There's only a Crotal and the Tiger is air defense, so the F15A could dive in and potentially get one of those peace runs, so Capion should be very careful here. Lost line of... yeah, he lost line of sight here. This time it was better smoking. F1 Eagle got one missile off and missed it. Of the Sparrows, and peace runs are evacuating. No smoke for the 2A4. Should definitely smoke. There's the mortar firing. Already getting the new mortar, I like that. Shortly before this one runs out of ammo. Happened to me, or happens to me fairly frequently, that my mortar is empty and I don't have a new one at the ready. Always frustrating. This is also kind of nice. This is something this map allows, is that you just park your mortars at the fob, so you don't have to, because the map is so small that you don't even have to move them up further. And if you have a fob, you can just make sure that they never run out of fuel or ammo. And this fob is already 3,500 supplies down. And I believe the Hammett was not at the fob yet. I think it's still the load it came in with. M1A1HC. He's getting quite ballsy with this M1A2. I think at this point, I think, oof, oh, that was the splash damage. They were too close together. I think at this point he should have tried to commit and at least get the Eagle. At this point he was way too deep. That Evil King was basically a guaranteed loss. But he saw the F15, excuse me, and he was so deep in he should have just tried to at least kill it before the peace runs die. But in general, I would say that this wasn't really the best idea, because he knew he has an F15A, the map is small, the air spawn is close, the F15A was not damaged, so it wasn't repairing. If he was going for that run, then he should have bought his own KWS, because the M1A2 wasn't really any like miles or kilometers ahead of the smoke, so that he would know that the M1A2 could not retreat, but that wasn't the case. So yeah, it was just bad play. But a million of 3 is getting shot off on the M1A2. I mean, it just tanks it. So suddenly, Caprion has no more anti-tank planes left. And the Legion are just tanking shots left and right, which is bad. And that Ranger squad, damn, I think I never really realized that this is actually cover. Like, most of the time I just happen to notice it on accident, but I always forget about it if I notice it. And this is actually huge because you can directly spot into this fucking town. And even if the Legion aren't shooting, General Boulanger can see those Legion in the town and shoot at them, which is huge. But yeah, there's the F-15A. He doesn't even need it anymore. The only planes Scorpion has left are KWSs. So yeah, Scorpion is in a pretty bad position, and his only heavy tank is a Leclerc, of which he has 2 left, including this one. He has no 2A5 in his deck, which for this map against this deck is tough. But keep in mind, you had to send in your decks or deck. I don't know how many you were able to send in before the tournament, and you were not, as far as I know, not allowed to make any changes between rounds or at all. Once you sent those decks in, you had to play those you sent in. So Scorpion wasn't able to say, oh, I see he's playing US armor, let me put in another card of tanks or something. So that's a big deal. You can have 4 decks, I just got told. Okay, F-15A kills the Tiger and gets out alive. Well, that's what I call revenge. Or avenging your other F-15. It's not revenge, right? It's more like avenging, not revenging. Is there a noun to avenging, like avenger? I mean avenge. Is it also a noun just like revenge? I don't know. Leclerc picking some stuff up, but I think that's just transports. Yeah. M1A1 HC misses. Ah, I think he tried to move up the Leclerc to get additional kinetic power, but he lost line of sight. And now the 18 Thunderbolt is coming in. An 18 Thunderbolt is something very, very nasty against Eurocore. He's moving into the town. I think he wanted to move into the town because in order to get cover from the Thunderbolt and breaking line of sight, if I had to guess. But there were riflemen in there. Or what could have happened is he right-click on the HC Abrams as an attack move, and the Leclerc's AI just decided to move into the town to get line of sight or something. In any case, the Leclerc set it to a 4 stack that, and I think that is basically game over. To avenge is a word. I know it's a word, but is there also a noun for avenge? And I don't mean avenger, I mean just like revenge. I know that avenging is a thing. Let me just Google it. No, avenge is just a verb. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Vengeance. Vengeance is what I wanted. Exactly. Thank you very much. Alright, I think this is game over now. I don't think there's really too much to say here. Yeah, he just counted with us heavy tanks. And even the Paladin now. And General Boulanger doesn't even have to smoke anymore, just spamming level 2s. I think Capion already accepted that he lost. Alright, well, that was a kind of, ooh, oof, oof, ouch. That's quite a bad KD. I didn't expect it to be that bad, but I think it's just mostly the last 5 minutes that did most of the KD. Yeah, that's, oof. It didn't, up until a certain point, it honestly didn't look bad for Capion. But losing those 2 peace shrines just hurt a shit ton. Damn. But yeah, up until that point, excuse me, he put up a good fight, I have to say. All right, it's Ghosty here.
Sound resumed.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, it's you. I don't go away.
Hey, what's up, dude?
I will go away. Don't worry.
Yeah, go
don't
away,
worry.
dude.
All right, I'll see you later, Mr. Toasty. I'm ready for this dank cast.
User left your channel. Disconnected from your
Wait,
channel.
where did Ghosty go?
Hey, wake up. User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. I thought. Oh, you poked me in the password. Okay, I put in the password, but I wasn't sure if it's still the correct one. I have to send you the replay first, right?
Yeah.
Can I send it to you via Discord?
Yeah, sure. Works.
Okay. It's Firestarter versus Kia. Did you see the video on YouTube?
No.
Okay, I only saw a
If
couple of
Firestarter
minutes.
posts a video and it's not about me, then it's not worth watching.
Alright. Let me just quickly take a look at the decks before we go in. Firestarter's deck. Firestarter even has a fucking naval tab.
Dude, why did casting that last game take so long? If the guy just opened with Israeli and put in 8 mag
Israel isn't allowed in the
game would
fucking
have been over
tournament.
in 5 minutes.
Oh my god, I'll never forget that fucking game. Thanks, Eugen. Well, my personal opinion is that Firestarter's Eurocore deck is pretty bad.
Yeah?
Yeah. And let's take a look at Kia's deck.
Yo, the replay floaters is in Steam, right?
No, it's
Or is it in documents?
it's not. It's like your
It's in users?
users saved games, Eugen Systems Wargame 3. Well, users, then your user, and then yeah. Why people use Jäger nowadays? Because Eurocore infantry is trash against other infantry, like cost inefficient. Jäger, like, you only have bad choices, and Jäger is one of those bad choices. The cheap is just trash. I don't think M110s are worth it, but it's the least of the problems I have with this deck. The VDAA is trash. I think the 20-point transfer supply track is just better, but that's not a huge thing either. I don't know why you would use Legion 90 in the VAB without the autocannon. I don't know why you would use Milan 3 not in the VAB. Get them a lot faster into key positions. I don't know why you'd use the Mirage over the KWS.
Okay, I got it. It's on Highway to Seoul, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Let's just fast forward to the point until the game actually starts, okay? And skip the...
Okay.
That's the wrong replay. Oh shit, I think I'm retarded.
What?
I extracted the replay out of my replay folder, so I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. Oh, there you go.
To think you're considered the 3rd best player in the world.
I'm not. I'm clearly the 4,276th best player in the world. Excuse me.
Dude, sick.
Hi casters, welcome
Hey,
to the No Fun
at
Allowed
least you're not
30.
my boy Firestarter, the worst player in the world.
Hey, he's the #1 NA player. Shut up, don't make fun of him. Right, let's just go to 3 minutes and 50 on the replay file. I skipped too fast.
Okay.
But yeah, it's Eurocore versus Eurocore in the Eurocore tournament.
It's pretty gay. 350?
3 minutes and 50 seconds, yes.
Okay. Are we playing this on 1 speed? 2?
Do you want 1 speed or 2 speed?
I don't know, dude. I've never cast before this.
Let's do 2 speed because we can't switch the replay speed or pause or anything.
Alright.
And I think 40 minutes is a bit too long. Alright. 2 speed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, go see. What game do we have
We
here?
got Firestarter on the fucking blue side. He's rolling out. He's got a fucking cannon, Gazelle.
Gazelle
Fucking,
cannon.
What? The Gazelle
Is-
cannon?
Yeah, so does Kia, and Kia will capture the second spawn first because he's a pro player putting one of his CVs into a transport helicopter, and now ticking +1, already having 3 conquest points.
Holy shit. What a
Right.
fucking god, dude. Meanwhile, Firestarter's being like half of his shit on the left side and half of his shit on the right. I don't think that's a good idea.
It's a typical Firestarter move. You put equal amount of points everywhere, and then buy CVs, lose your CVs, and then lose the game because you bought CVs too early and don't have a foothold anywhere.
Nice. Let's see if prediction turns out true, buddy. Let's see
Yeah,
if he plays exactly. Meanwhile, Kia's losing all the shit in the middle. Not
Oh
alone,
yeah,
he's
he was
fucking Legion.
way too deep in there, and
Face
he's only
checking the fucking bush like a
Firestarter.
retard.
Firestarter has only 1 tank, and that's just an MX-40 in mid. Like, Kia has a Leclerc, bought it to a 1. Firestarter is really light there.
For some reason, they both decided to take Jaeger in their fucking deck. God knows why.
But yeah,
Oh,
it's not
shit,
really happening
AMX-10
anything.
versus AMX-10. Which AMX-10 wins on the bottom?
Oh no, Firestarter is
Oh,
retreating.
shit.
He doesn't have stabilizer on his MX-10. Does get out though, out of the range of the MX-10, but the VDA will just die to it,
Yeah, man.
or maybe not.
He's giving up that precious territory. Meanwhile, Kia's got nothing on the top, as expected, and Firestarter has way more, but he's not doing anything
Well,
with
Kia
it.
has a
Classic
2A1
move.
there. As long as
Well, I
Kia
mean, yeah,
doesn't
but I
fuck up too hard, and Firestarter
One
can't
fucking
move up
tank,
his
dog.
shit. So, okay, someone just said, so did Firestarter think that this was a bad deck challenge? Legion 90 is just dying down there at the bottom in Echo.
Yep, we're getting right. Mortar shot finishes it off.
Firestarter got a second AMX-40. But Kia is just gonna move his Legion 90 into a very good position Echo, and Echo is basically lost.
Yeah.
At least for the
Legion
time
90
being.
now like occupying the building. No way he's gonna be able to push into it easily. Especially with just an AMX.
When if the Legion get into the
He's
forest,
making a push in the middle.
with
the
just
2A1
not a lot of
finding
stuff
it
though. The
out.
2A1 is just gonna die there. With the Pentagrams. One shot there. Oh no, they got caught out in the open, just getting fucked by all the MGs there. 2A1 is retreating. AMX-40 or Firestarter is just sitting there in the back doing nothing. Basically kept in check by the Leclerc. And now Firestarter buys his Leclerc. Has to make sure he doesn't get side shot by that AMX-10 while driving over the bridge though. And it's dead.
In the meantime, he's getting completely pushed out of Delta as well now. So he's got no
Yeah.
control over Echo and Delta, so this is looking pretty bad.
Yeah, and the MX-40 is dead as well. That's not good for Firestarter. Is it good for Bitcoin though? And Firestarter bought 2 M110s already. He's definitely preparing for a long game. Kia also has an VOD though, and he has an LRM also ready. He hasn't used it yet though.
Fucking arty spammers.
Yeah, like they seem to both learn from Putin quite a lot.
Yeah. Except there's
He's
not
gonna-
enough helos yet. If it
he's
was
gonna-
Swasputin.
He's gonna try and change the meta, while Kia's trying to change his pants.
Firestarter able to get a Legion squad in that town, just left of Delta.
That could do a shit on the work
Saves
though,
him a
but I
little
think
bit
it got
of, foothold.
spotted. LRM firing, but only really getting the Legion. It's not even stunning them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's
Oh,
not.
it's doing a
effective to use
bit, but
LRMs
yeah, it's
on
just
individual
wasted.
towns.
He should have done like 4 shots or something, and had his other 8 ready. But Firestarter wasn't really pushing up, and now he has to reload. And Firestarter does not have a lot of infantry to push up with though, so he can't do an effective push yet.
Yeah. This situation's pretty bad. Now that he's lost also the forest, that he should normally hold for Delta.
Yeah. Where the Jäger are now in.
Yeah.
Well, if there was an AMX10 in there, that would do a shit ton of work there. Maybe you should even try to move up his Leclerc in there. Smoke off the line of sight from the Legion and get his Leclerc in there. Oh, that's exactly what he's doing. Just has to be careful that he doesn't get stuck in there. What's he doing with his Leclerc? Letting it stand in the open. Covered by smoke.
Yeah, well, he moved it mostly in the open, so that was pretty risky, but
He's covered by
Firestarter
smoke.
doesn't really know in position to
Also,
take advantage of it.
zoom a bit out. Kia has 3 Gazelle cannons on the top side of the map.
Okay,
This is
yeah.
some.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. Okay.
The Crotal and Charlie might not be able to get line of sight on the Gazelle cannon if it comes from a specific angle. But I think the Weasel in Alpha should be able to deal with it. The 2 Weasels there.
Yeah. Weasels are a bit of an odd choice.
Yeah, but base defense and Eurocore is always a bit weird. Weasel is probably the best thing you get there. MX-10 versus MX-13 and Echo, which is the best recon tank? MX-13, yeah, it's fucking it up. But the second MX-10 is not just... Yep, got it. But yeah, not really anything happening right now. Hang on, did we miss the Leclerc dying? Oh, we missed the Leclerc dying. That's some top tier casting. Kia lost his Leclerc
Nice,
somehow. Where did it
Well,
die?
I think probably the smoke ran out, and
It wasn't an ATGM plane though. We would have seen that. I mean, I guess it was the fact that Firestarter had 2 Leclercs there or something. I don't know. Well,
I
Kia
think
lost
they have
his
enough
Leclerc.
range to shoot the distance.
He lost his Leclerc, but brought a new one in. But it's 2 Leclercs versus 1 now.
Yeah. Kia hasn't really been reinforcing Delta. If I had full control, like if I was in Hispan and I was able to take over Delta that hard, I would have definitely kept reinforcing it.
I think he was a bit
basically
overextending with the stuff he had there.
Probably.
And then he lost his Leclerc and couldn't buy anything until he had a new Leclerc, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to counter the 2 Leclercs that Firestarter has.
Yeah.
And now he's getting
Well,
pushed into golf.
Yeah. Firestarter is now trying to, he's gotten out of the little chokehold that Kia had on him, and he's getting out now with the 2 super heavies he's had. He's exerting a lot more map influence.
Firestarter buying a Tiger Hep as a response to the Gazelle cannons, apparently. Quite an odd choice. Oh, the Gepard there might just fuck it up, though. Legion 90 kills... What did it kill there? AMX-10. But there's still 2 Legion 90 squads for Kia, for Firestarter and Golf. I'm just gonna get caught out by the Leopards and the Martyr ones.
Yeah. He's made good response on the Firestarter's troops,
Yeah.
preventing them to get any further hold in golf. Kia's moving up his Leclerc though. Not really a good spot for it to be in my opinion.
Yeah, and
Delta.
he doesn't have a lot of infantry. There's only 1 squad there, nothing to really sponge any shots for the Leclerc. He has to move back.
Yes. If he
Very
doesn't
bad
move back,
position.
He's gonna lose it. He's pushing it
Oh,
forward
that's
again.
not good. He
Really
might.
needs to pull it back.
Oh, I think he was
Let's see.
maybe trying to coordinate it with the Peace Pheasant, so that either the Peace Pheasant or the Leclerc could maybe get a side shot on the other Leclerc, but didn't quite work out.
Well, he's able to move it back in time, so he's gonna have it saved for now. But yeah, like I said, because he hasn't been reinforcing Delta whatsoever, Firestarter's now easily gotten control of it again. But pretty much, he's taken it back with almost no effort, really.
LRM is now firing at...
Yeah, a little
Really
bit
bad
late.
spot,
Could have
yeah.
been helpful 20 seconds ago.
I think maybe he wasn't realizing that the LRM was still reloading and forgot he ordered it to fire. Peace Ryan moving in, got no line of sight, but there's no AA other than one Crotal that just moved up. No Rolands, no ASFs. There's a Mirage coming in. But Kia also has no AA other than a Crotal and the Gepard and Golf. The Mirage moving in way too deep though.
Yeah, that was.
It was just typical fire starter. Legion 90 taking out. I think it got 2 Leopard 1A4s before it died in Golf. It was just bad micro there. And Kia continuing to buy Leopard 1A4s for mid, but he should really just buy more Jaeger because he needs that screening infantry. The 1A4s are just gonna die instantly to that Leclerc. Not really doing anything. East Run coming in again. Forgot to turn on his Mavericks. Well, I mean, it got out, but still.
Unfortunate, yeah. I'm a little bit curious of why he bought those 1A4s though. Yeah, I think he needs more infantry. Like I said, or else he's just gonna keep losing Delta.
Yeah.
If I was Firestarter right now, I'd probably work on clearing out those Legion, that small little town that's important, which he's trying to do with his M110s.
Yeah. Not really doing a... I mean, he's shaking them and shit, but...
Yeah. If he gets control of the town and puts his own Legion in there, he's gonna have full control of Delta.
And then he can a lot easier push back into Echo as well.
Yeah, and
which he's doing right now.
In the meantime, he's been so busy trying to reinforce Golf and Delta that he's got nothing and he's been pushing with his stuff in Echo that he's now lost everything in Echo and he's got nothing there. So really he just keeps overextending and taking really bad trades. Now he's scrambling to get units back onto the map.
He did split the LRM and nearly got that CV in Delta.
Yeah.
He's moving his Legion out of the town, which honestly might not even be a bad idea. If there wasn't a Leclerc.
Yeah.
And again, 80 points lost, 2 Leopard 1A4s that did nothing.
That's 80 points just gone.
Yeah.
And they kill nothing. Just really inefficient trades going on here. He keeps pushing in way too deep with his tanks when these Firestarters got those Leclercs up.
Yeah, he's way too aggressive and Firestarter has the high ground here. It's M110s, I'm not sure how much work they're doing though. Maybe you should try to snipe the civvies in Golf or Echo. Because with how fast infantry is moving up and back and dying, and the 30 seconds aim time of M110s, I don't think it's the best unit for the middle right now. They're always just firing too late.
And Kia's just so aggressive though, he keeps pushing with his infantry when he's
got
no more tank support left.
Oh, he's stunning the Leclerc though. What he could do is just smoke like everywhere, buy a bunch of Pentagram 90s and Legion 90s, and then LRM into it, stunning the tanks and just fucking them up with your anti-tank weapons, but that's quite a stretch.
He doesn't have enough right now, like
yeah.
He's just pushing with barely any like support. Still holding on to Echo barely, but now with that 2A4 coming in, he's not going to be able to get any, I don't think he's going to be able to hold it for much longer.
Yeah, and those Legion 90, they're going to get caught up by the MX-10 at 13 there at the bottom.
Yeah,
that's very, very rough.
From holding the position.
And it's the third Leclerc coming in for Firestarter in Delta now. Tiger and Echo for Kia. There's no AA for Firestarter there. There's a Crotal, but it's way too far back. He's moving it up now. He's run coming in for Kia. ATGM's turned on this time. And he lost line of sight.
He just has,
he did kill the 2A4 at the bottom though. Lost the Tiger in the process, however. Ooh, that LRM though is doing decent work.
It looks like that CV's gonna die.
Killed the CV and a Legion squad, and nearly killed the other Legion squad as well. That was a good LRM strike for once. But all these Leclercs are still alive.
Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. The only thing he's got to play for now is time. There's only 9 minutes left, and he's still got a +1. So if he could just keep going for a bit longer, he'll easily have the win. But he's playing on the edge, man, because he's got no units left. He's been trading so badly that it's a little bit crazy to see how far ahead he was at the start.
Yeah, you have to say though that considering Fireside is now got to 3 declares, he still hasn't pushed Kia completely out of Delta.
Yeah,
He's been way too
Firestar's playing
passive.
a little bit way too passively. Like when I play and if someone pushes me and I don't lose any of my super heavies, you know, the moment they're repaired, they should be going back into the fight because I know that I'll be able to have better trades with the super heavies.
And especially with the fact that there's only 8 minutes left and he's still 136 points behind, he has to push. If it was still like 20 or 30 minutes, I can see why he'd maybe be a bit cautious. Doesn't want to lose his Leclerc to like a stupid side shot because he's too aggressive. But at this point, the LRM just slowing him down constantly, sniping CVs. He has to get a move on.
Yeah. Starting to make some slow pushes into golf as well, trying to get I think he realizes that he really needs the points, so he's trying to push everything at once now.
Yeah, Firestarter basically needs a +2 to win. Even with a +1 only in 7 minutes, he only gets 105 points. Still no CV in Echo for Firestarter. Like, and again, considering how little Kia has in Echo, it's a surprise that the CV is still alive there.
Yeah, definitely.
There's now an Iltis coming into golf for Fire.
Not reading too correctly on how much units Kia has left.
Yeah.
I think maybe because Kia's been so aggressive, he thinks like he has a lot more in reserve. In reality, he's lost everything because he's been so aggressive.
Donate the IDS in golf, trying to bomb the CV. And no. LRM in mid again, slowing him down. These past LRM strikes have all been really good though.
Panzer Grenadier unable to kill the AMX-40, missing the first shot. Unlucky. And because of that, Kia can't get rid of the CV in golf now.
Yeah.
If he got that AMX-40, that CV would not be sitting there. So, Firestarter's pretty lucky right now.
CV getting a CV into Echo now. In 4 minutes,
Why
+2.
is pushing up this Leclerc, man? What the fuck, Kia? Dude, Kia's like, he's just suicidal in this game, dude. He keeps pushing forward with nothing. And he's lost his Leclerc and Delta
Firestarter sitting on
he
+3 now.
Has nothing at all.
With +3 he'll certainly win.
Yeah, Firestar's now got that 3. He has got a CV. I guess he's good at an Echo, but I mean, I guess he's gonna try to get in the smoke. He just needs to buy time. There's only 3 minutes left.
Yeah,
so
but
he's doing what he can, but he's literally got nothing left.
LRM is not getting.
Firestarter just needs to select all his units and just A move now at the point.
And Kia surrenders.
Oh, and he surrendered. Yeah, look at that KD.
Yeah,
that is
but it was really close at the end. Kia, if Kia wouldn't have to play a lot better than what he did now to win.
If Kia literally just like stopped like after taking Delta and Echo, if Kia just literally stopped pushing forward, just like gave himself 10 minutes to reinforce his sectors and like just keep equally trading between Firestarter, because Firestarter would have to break out of his spawn, like the forward spawn, and it's difficult once you're stuck up on that ridge to get out.
Yeah. Yeah, just getting down off the
reinforcing and reinforcing, and then once he maybe after like 10-15 minutes of reinforcing, then he could finally do one big massive push to finally push him out of the his forward spawn. Like he would have won easily.
Yeah,
it
because
been an easy fucking game.
But
he kept put like.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
Yes. I mean, as long as you are putting pressure on the second spawn, Firestarter just can't put forces anywhere else. So if you keep reinforcing that area, then Firestarter has to reinforce there as well. Because if he loses that spawn, he's gonna lose the game. But he just failed.
Exactly. This game should be in Frankfurt.
God damn it, Kia. Other than Firestarter not being aggressive enough, really. Well, just aggressive enough, I guess. He won after all, and he would have won with points in the end. Other than that, he played pretty well, though.
I don't know, like, he surrendered. Couldn't he have drawled?
Yeah, but with that +3, like, still close to 3 minutes left, he would have gotten 45 points per minute. Which would have easily been enough.
Dude, you're fucking sick at math.
I know. Alright, those were the games to cast. A quick look at the decks again. So he also doesn't have a 2a5 in his deck. Alright, I'm gonna quickly mute myself here, Ghosty.
Sound muted.
Alright, I think I'm gonna end it here. Let me check some comments. Sorry if I sound a bit weird. I'm currently just took my medicine really quick. Appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak. Yeah. I mean, basically, what Kia tried to do is appearing strong when he was weak, right? And Fireside was trying to appear weak when he was strong, in a way. My OP Vulcan. Lars 2 would have been great for smoke, maybe, but putting in a Lars 2 and an LRM, unless you're Putin, then that's maybe not the best idea. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Maybe I'll cast some more games at the end of the week or next week. We'll see. And
Sound resumed.
alright, Ghosty, do you want to say goodbye to the stream?
See ya, bitches.
Yeah,
Stay
see ya,
safe
bitches.
and remember who the best player in the world is. It's me.